Hey guys, it's Jasmine Mercedes. I have a topic I would like to discuss. It's been brought to me a lot about how I became brave enough to share my stretch marks and my postpartum body with everyone. And there's actually a story behind it, so I wanted to share with you guys. For about 2 years, I had this person, I'm just gonna say it's a woman, had her bullying me from talking to me about my husband, to telling me I deserved to have a miscarriage, to just hitting all these hot spots that most women would feel insecure about. From appearance to me bartending to everything I've done, making me feel insecure about all these things I once felt secure about. She told me I was just gonna end up being saggy skin and stretch marks, and that's all I'm gonna amount to, is just a stay-at-home mom who does nothing with her life. And I really began to believe these things. I believed I was nothing. I believed that I was going to amount to just a wasted vessel, basically. And for years, it kept me even from wanting to post anything on Instagram, because she would comment 10, 20 times from different fake pages, from my Instagram, from my Snapchat, even to email. She would send me fake emails just so she could attack me. And I really began to believe that I was nothing. I began to believe that everything that may not have been perfect was even less perfect than I thought it was. So finally, I posted screenshots of some of her words she said to me, and a lot of people were like, Jasmine, she can't say that, you should go to the police, blah blah blah. And she reached out to apologize to me, but at that point I was like, you know, everything she said to me, I've taken and I formulated into a truth that wasn't the truth. Yeah, I mean, yes, I do have saggy skin and stretch marks. That is a fact. But that doesn't define me. And I was letting her words choose me. It's like saying how people, for example, use the you have fat, you're not fat. So it's not who you are, but it's something that you have. You know, it's like I have curly hair, but I'm not curly hair. You know, I'm more than that. And so finally one day I was like, you know, I let this prevent me from showing my truth. I'm not going to let her do this to me anymore. I'm not going to let my mind control me as I was letting it do. I broke free from my own perceptions of perfection, which was me prior to having kids, because I had to fight myself on that too. I was like, I'm not what I used to be. I feel like I used to have an ideal physique, you know, an ideal persona, and which is completely been obliterated. Like, I had to fight that. And I was like, but what I become is so much better. I become a mother, you know, and it's like you don't even have to become something. You just can become you. Becoming you, stepping into you, is more important than these outer tags and labels we like to put on ourselves. So I shared my pictures and I released all these adjectives and all these descriptions of my outer vessel, and began to show people what was within, which was more than that. Yes, it's not ideal to, you know, not look perfect, not to snap back like everybody else, but when I look at it, it tells a story. It tells me I held twins for 37 weeks and 3 days. You know, that stomach, is my foundation for their life. And I'm sitting here ashamed of it because of what somebody told me. Because these marks tell a story, you know. It's just like how when my husband had open heart surgery and he has this huge scar from his collarbone all the way down to his sternum. They cracked open his ribs. And that scar, it reminds me, it reminds him of how lucky he is to be here. It tells a story. He could be ashamed of it. He could try to tattoo over it, you know, keep it covered. But it's like, shows like, hey, I'm alive. I'm here. Your marks, your imperfections don't have to be a reason why you shield yourself from everybody. These things should be celebrated. Be like, hey, you know what? Look what I did. You know, look what I survived. That's what these marks show. And I was letting someone else's opinion of what these marks meant change the actual meaning of them. And that's why I finally just let go. Because there's people who are going to judge me for it, of course. But then there's people who are going to actually understand that. There are so many people who feel like they're not enough, who other people have made them feel the same way I felt, who bully people down because of their flaws or their imperfections or their perfections or things they're just different. And it's not right. We shouldn't be doing that to one another because we can really affect each other. If I wouldn't have been in a mentally sound state, semi-sound state as I was, those words I could have possibly led to the end of my life. I can see how people end their life for the words people say because it can hurt. And she hurt me. And I chose finally one day to stop being hurt, to stop being the victim, and to speak on it. And it was the best day of my life because I finally stepped into being me, and that was the best thing I could have ever done. And so that's why I chose to be brave, because it's more than just words. It's more than just an outer appearance. It's embracing who we are on the inside and being okay with showing the world that, because everybody is beautiful on the inside. We just all need to learn not to be afraid to show it. So that's my story.